What to expect when meeting with a case-specific dietitian. Hi, I'm Andrew Wade, founder and CEO of Case Specific Nutrition.
And I'm Anna, registered dietitian and media manager at Case Specific Nutrition. Today we're going to walk through what it looks like to work with one of our registered dietitians, and that process starts with the initial assessment. Andrew, what does an initial assessment look like?
We go deep. This is not going to feel like your typical doctor's visit. That's the first thing I'll say right out of the gates. We are lifestyle practitioners, and our role is to help you optimize and thrive, which means we need a whole lot more information, and we're going to care a little bit more than what you're used to, which is a great thing, I think. So the initial consultation is typically an hour in length, and we are going to dig into who you are, what you're all about, what you're trying to accomplish. We're going to live a day, and then we're going to live a week in your shoes. And from there, we're going to identify where you're trying to go with all of this. And so what that looks like is this initial part of getting to know the core aspects of you. Health history, typical anthropometrics, all that good stuff. We'll dig into family history, medical history, medications, all those kind of things. And then we're going to want to know more of the lifestyle stuff, which is like, what are your current habits and routines? What are your meal times? Where are your go-to foods? Who cooks? Who shops? What's the family dynamic look like? Are there kids and are they playing sports? You know, all the different things that become an important contribution to who you are and what your brand of chaos is. And we dig into all of those things. And then from there, we start to talk about your goals. What are you trying to accomplish? And I like to present the visual that we try and basically identify your mountain. What is the mountain that you're trying to climb? And given who you are and what you're about and where you come from, we have a good starting point and we have a good aim point. And then we end that initial consult with what I like to call starting points, right? Which is, hey, given where we're at and what we're trying to do and where we're trying to go, let's troubleshoot these things and we'll set some goals to send you on your way to start digging in, learning, and tripping your way forward with guidance.
Absolutely. And from there, we have our follow-up assessments, and those typically take two different forms, the educational and the accountability follow-ups. Walk us through what each of those are.
I love it. The troubleshooting phase, as I call it. And so one of the things that a lot of people don't realize is that working with the dietitian is a relationship that is a lot more connected and committed and takes time. And it's because we're here to help you do things that seem easy in the what, right? What to do seems really straightforward. How to do it, though, is the part that proves trickier. And we are here to help troubleshoot that gap. And that means that in our follow-ups, we're going to start off with a lot more of the education, which is when you come back with your notes of what you struggled with, what went well, and what questions you have. We're going to be educating to help answer those questions, to help identify those gaps and awareness. And as that education grows, your expertise and confidence in self grows. And we get to a place where our troubleshooting becomes a little bit less educational and a little bit more accountability, which is to say, it's not that you aren't going to keep learning, but your visits are more and more going to be stepping in to say, what went on these last few weeks? What did you struggle with? What can we tweak and what can we learn from it? And then going forward, what's to come and how can we adjust accordingly? And so it's fun to watch that evolution of troubleshooting people's way forward, where they go from grasping a topic to then feeling increased confidence in that topic. And then as a result, the progress from that topic continues to build momentum.
And then the question we get all the time, when do I graduate?
Graduation day. It varies. It depends energy here at Case Specific Nutrition. And part of that is because we see so many different client types. We have all sorts of patients from eating disorders to digestive issues to elite athletes trying to move the needle and meet the healthier version of themselves and interact with that person. And so it can look a lot of different ways. Some people are definitely going to come in, they're going to focus on their initial goal, they're going to achieve that goal, and we're going to send them on their way and say, hey, Chris Pie 5, have a good day. You know where to find us if you need us. What ends up happening to a lot of people is they climb their first mountain and it reveals more mountains, which is a fun way of saying the initial goal leads to other things. That can be that an initial weight loss goal leads to an athletic desire that leads to a performance goal. It can also mean that while we were achieving the goal, a patient was able to get pregnant and conceive and now has a baby. There's a whole lot of ways where life will change, life will build momentum, life will grow. And so oftentimes we end up working with clients long-term on those things. And one of my favorite parts as a clinician, I've been in practice over 10 years now, is I have clients from 10 years ago, and they started off as high school students running cross country, and fast forward now they're married with 2 children and they're in their second career. And there's a whole lot of things to navigate between those two timelines. And a dietitian being there to troubleshoot and reflect and project is kind of like having a director of wellness, as I like to call it, right? Life is busy. And if you didn't think about the project that is your well-being, you might forget for 6 months at a time. But if you've got that once a month meeting with your director to talk through the project, what the status is, where it's at, it's going to help you stay accountable and in tune with it so that you can continue to prioritize self.
Really putting the case specific in case specific nutrition. And so if you've already scheduled your initial assessment, we are so excited to meet you. And if not, this is your sign.